So to get the highest interest rates on your savings and to grow your money faster, you have two options. You either put your savings in a high yield savings account that allows you to make contributions continuously after putting in an initial lump sum, or you put a lump sum deposit in what is called fixed deposits. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 9 ultra high interest fixed deposit savings accounts in South Africa. I'm going to help you choose which fixed deposit savings account is best for you based on your medium to long-term savings goals. This video is for anyone who's trying to protect their medium to long-term savings, but also rapidly grow those savings in the shortest amount of time possible. My name is Yvonne, and on this channel, we talk about all things personal finance. And if you like this video already, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button now. Let's get started. So first things first, what are fixed deposit savings accounts? A fixed deposit savings account is a financial instrument or a savings account where you deposit a lump sum of money for a fixed amount of time and earn a guaranteed interest, which is higher than regular savings account. This is considered a very high yield savings account, but does not allow you to make any additional contribution. A fixed deposit is also considered a low risk investment or savings account, since the principal amount is secured and the interest rate remains unaffected by market fluctuations. So even if the prime lending rate changes, your fixed deposit rate will not change. So if you've been quoted a 10% nominal interest rate, it'll be 10% for the duration of the term. Fixed deposit accounts offer the highest interest rate in South Africa and will grow your lump sum savings faster than any account in the country. And so with each account, I'm going to share with you the minimum deposit, the nominal interest, and the effective interest that you can expect from each account, and what is called the compound annual growth rate, which is the yield or the interest that you can expect every single year while your money is locked up. So fixed deposit savings accounts are also called fixed deposit investments. So don't get confused if I call them fixed deposit investment accounts at some point in the video. So in the first section, I'm going to share with you the top 3 fixed deposit investment accounts that are available in South Africa. And the first one is the SASFIN fixed deposit account, which has a minimum deposit of 20,000 Rand, a nominal interest rate of 10%, and an annual effective interest rate of 10.47%. So remember, your interest is compounded, which means that you're earning interest not only on your principal, but also on the interest that you earn on a monthly basis, which is the difference between the nominal rate and the effective rate. With the nominal rate, it assumes that you will be withdrawing your interest income on a monthly basis. With the effective interest rate, it assumes that you will reinvest your interest income and actually not withdraw it. And so interest is charged on a higher amount every single month. Now, the period effective yield or the period effective interest rate will be a whopping 12.91%. That's almost 13% on your savings if you keep them locked up for 5 years. The second one is the African Bank fixed deposit investment account. And with this one, you will get a nominal interest of 9.94% and an annual effective interest rate of 10.41%. And the 5-year effective yield is 12.81%, which is a very high interest rate. So if you were to put 100,000 as a lump sum, at the end of the period, you would have 164,042 Rand, which means the approximate interest that you'll be earning on a monthly basis will be around 828 Rand per month. It doesn't seem like a lot, but these annual effective yields are higher than the average 10% annual return that the S&P 500 has been returning to its investors in the past few decades. So this is actually significant because it's also a safe investment than sometimes putting your money in the stock market where there's a lot of volatility. So the third one is the Access Bank fixed deposit account, which has a minimum of 500 Rand. So you can put in a lump sum of as little as 1,000. But when it comes to fixed deposit accounts, I would suggest putting a higher amount so that you benefit from the scale of your savings. The more money you save, the higher interest you earn every single month. For instance, the interest that you will earn on 10,000 is much lower than the interest that you would earn on 100,000, purely because of scale. Anyway, the nominal interest rate on this account is 9.67%, and so the annual effective yield is 10.11%. If you were to put a lump sum of 100,000, your money would grow by more than 50% to 161,860, and the interest paid monthly would be around 806 Rand. The 5-year period effective yield would be 12.37%. So if you're saving for school fees for your child, you're saving for a house or a big purchase or any long-term goal, then these are the accounts that you want to be locking up your money in. So if 5 years seems too long-term, then you can choose a medium-term fixed deposit of 3 years. And the first option in this section again is the SASFin fixed deposit account, which will give you a nominal interest rate of 9.7% and an effective annual interest rate of 10.14%. For this section, I'm going to assume a 50,000 deposit, but even if you put 100,000, you still get the same period effective yield or period effective interest rate of 11.21%. So in this case, with the 50,000, you can expect your money to grow to 66,810 at the end of the 3-year period. And every single month, you can expect interest to be paid out of 404 Rand. That interest will be reinvested and will also earn interest over the 36 months. And for this one, similar to the 5-year fixed deposit, the minimum deposit is 20,000 Rand. The second one is the African Bank fixed investment account, which similar to the 5-year tenure, the minimum deposit is 500 Rand for the 3-year fixed deposit account. The nominal interest rate on this one is 9.44% and the annual effective yield or annual effective interest rate is 9.86%. So assuming you put in a lump sum of 50,000, even though you can put a lump sum of 1,000 or 5,000 because the minimums are quite low in this one, it's important to benefit from scale, like I said. So assuming that you put in a 50,000 lump sum deposit, your savings will grow to 66,295 over the 36-month period, which means on a monthly basis, you'll be receiving interest income of around 393 Rand. And the 3-year effective yield will be 10.86%. which again is still considered very high. The third one is the Access Bank 3-year fixed deposit account. It has a minimum of 500 as well and has a nominal interest rate of 9.26% and an annual effective interest rate of 9.66%. And assuming you make a lump sum of 50,000, the final amount you will have after 3 years is 65,940 Rand. On a monthly basis, you can expect to get interest of around 385 Rand. And over the 3-year period, the effective yield would be around 10.63%. And this is assuming only a lump sum and no additional contributions. And in the last section, the first account is the Time Bank fixed deposit account, which has a minimum deposit of 1 Rand, a nominal interest rate of 9.57%, and an annual effective interest rate of 10%. And because this is just a year, the period effective interest rate will also be 10%. By the end of the 12 months, your savings would have grown to around 55,000. And the interest paid out on a monthly basis, which will be compounded, will be 398 Rand. The second one is the African Bank 1-year fixed deposit account, and the minimum deposit is 500 Rand with a 9.11% nominal interest rate. If you locked in a lump sum of 50,000, your savings or investment would grow to around 54,750 Rand. And you can expect monthly interest income of 379, which will be compounded over the 12-month period. The third one is the SASFin 1-year fixed deposit account, which has a minimum deposit of 20,000, a nominal interest rate of 9.06%, and an effective interest rate of 9.45%. Assuming you deposit the 20,000 minimum deposit, at the end of the year, your savings or your investment would have grown to 21,900 Rand, which translates to interest income of 151 Rand on a monthly basis, which will be compounded over the 12-month period. 2 bonus fixed deposit accounts that you can also open and also have low minimum deposits are the Access Bank 1-year fixed deposit account and also the ABSA 1-year fixed deposit investment account. For the Access Bank fixed deposit account, the minimum is 500 Rand and the nominal interest rate is 8.98% and the annual effective interest rate is 9.36%. For the ABSA fixed deposit investment account, the minimum deposit is 1,000 Rand and the nominal interest rate is 8.95% with an annual effective interest rate of 9.33%. These are considered high yield investment or high yield savings accounts as well. So now a question that I always get is it better to put your money in a high yield savings account or in a fixed deposit account? When it comes to short-term savings, especially for emergency funds, it's always best to go with a high yield savings account. But when it comes to medium to long-term savings goals, it's always better to go with the fixed deposit account. I hope this has been useful and has helped you understand what fixed deposits are and what the best fixed deposit investment accounts or fixed deposit savings accounts in South Africa right now. If you're thinking to yourself, but I don't even have money to put in savings, I actually need to make more money, then I've done a video on realistic side hustles that you can start. I'll link it somewhere up over here. But I'll also link the high yield savings account video that I did that has 11 high yield savings accounts that you can choose from in South Africa. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care.